And I caught Capo's girl on my line and stuff after Florida. You remember what happened in Florida when he tried to steal my Buddha shirt before? Yo, I caught the girl came down to New York and he had some wild sex with her in the room in the front where Walter Paul was, and then Walter Paul moved in his room with all that fucked up chemistry. Yo, listen, let me tell you something. Why is this girl on my line? That has nothing to do with me no more. I'm supposed to be with other girls. If the nigga was having sex with girls, and he was trying to find girls that I liked at the time before and having sex with them. Now, he already got all the girls from before that I was looking at on the internet on my line from 2000 to the end of 2012 all the way to 2000, all the way to 2017, 18. Capo been jumping on my internet, having sex, all wild sex with these fucking stupid bitches from before. Now I got my own thing going on. Tell his girl stay off my line. His dick is gonna fail. He already had Walter Paul chemistry coming in after the room after him. Stay the fuck off my line. You know, he had Siobhan Sons, all types of situations. Siobhan Sons and Capo Sons together. And then on top of it, one time I was in Long Island, he tried to make me sleep with Jasmine. And then on top of it, I met this girl, right? And then she kept telling me, yo, that I was speaking to some other guy, but I'm not really taking it serious. Then I ended up being with her a certain type of way. And then the nigga came to pull up on me while I was in Long Island in a car, and they told me the nigga was some blood nigga. I'm like, yo, so why the fuck you trying to make me talk to the girl if she has some nigga that's trying to take her serious now? But I'm all the way in Brooklyn, so I didn't really care about the situation. The girl had a wonderful time with me. It was like, after that, she went to lose stuff. I don't care because it's like, whatever she was doing, she couldn't get it from anybody else anyway. So she over there with Capo, all the nigga was doing probably choking her, murdering her, taking her money. And then on top of it, him and Emily Herminia should have been together. They both failures in the physical reality. There's some stupid people and shit. Emily Herminia was the type of person that was trying to rob Freda from before and shit. She was trying to find everything out about Freda to rob. I was like, this bitch is just a failure waiting to happen. That's gonna cause the African family to even want to cry because of what they're gonna have to do to that stupid bitch after a while. The African family came and it's so risky with their situation because the girl was gonna cause the end of their existence and habitation a certain type of way to the natural nature of the situation because she was going to even rob the Asians and Caucasian and white people, the Emily Amelia. And on top of it, she tried to blend into the Korean channels before and the Vietnamese and Japanese channels. She was going to kill all the Japanese, Asian people. All the black people would have died because of this stupid bitch already. And on top of it, they were wondering what caused the Rwanda a certain type of way. Because back in the day, you've ever seen black people come back and like, yo, what the fuck happened with Rwanda? Why didn't other Rwandans work? Because the bitch Emily Hermine tried to rob the fucking Asians and shit. It was her. She was them that tried to rob the Asians, and she ended up going to Korean channels like Korea and Japan and these school channels looking like schoolgirls putting on little television shows on cable channels, and then she was trying to kill her families on the purity and purity of the legacies and lineages of Japan and Korea and before. And then this was while I was in Brooklyn on Optimum Cable and shit. And then on top of it, she was sleeping with Capo. She came around sleeping with Capo, and the nigga had boxes on. Trying to look different and shit. The nigga was walking outside with boxes like nobody was gonna notice it. I just looked at the nigga, I said, no, this is good for you, good for you, good for you. Good for you, man. I just didn't say nothing. It was bad enough. She was with the nigga, Ludacris' younger brother, also sleeping with the nigga while I was sleeping with her. Then she gave the nigga a car. Everything started happening wonderful when I met her. For some reason, as soon as I started sleeping with her, everything wonderful started happening in her life. Then she was with another nigga that all time. I didn't care. It was like, yo, listen, I just left the girl because they didn't even know how they were gonna die because they were already looking. She was looking to kill them anyway, and then she found the vitalness of situations. A bunch of African niggas got killed because of her before, and also she killed her uncle. I think she was the one that caused her uncle to die. That was the president. The family. You have to know what was going on. I don't want to speak about it, but anyway. But yeah, man, funny type situation. I don't mean to speak to her about her like that, but the girl did funny things, though. Hey, Sunday, usonje samta dunan, baga, fugade samta dunan, you have to look at the, what is called, you hear what I'm saying? But Tane, what you're looking for when I'm speaking about me being Zeus, I'm the real Zeus. But for you to know what I'm speaking about, you got to know like mythology books in Greek and Rome, and also look at the Walt. It's called Walt Disney. It's a cartoon. It's called Walt Disney. Well, it's Walt Disney. It's a cartoon I did a long time ago while I was in the government, and it was called Walt Disney. We'll speak later. I'll call you back, man. But anyway, funny situations concerning that girl Emily Amina because she ended up sleeping with Capo, and then the girl Jasmine. There was like a Hispanic girl that I met named Jasmine. She was wonderful. We were mad cool with each other. I don't really have nothing against her, but I think she was dealing with Capo because I remember when I met Capo the day he moved to my house. I was like, yo, I seen this guy somewhere, but he looks like the guy that pulled up at the girl's job, and she was working somewhere in some nurse's place, and then he pulled up in Long Island, and then I'm looking at the car, and then the other girl was telling me, oh, this is some gangster nigga that she's with, he got moon, he blood and this, and all type of stuff with that, and I'm like, all right, I just didn't care about it because I'm like, so what is that telling me? Oh, how the guys are like her ex-boyfriend to get back every day they arguing. I said, oh, so then why? Well, I asked the girl why she made me hang out with the girl for. Then when she told me that, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna call her no more. I just stopped calling her. I was just like, yo, I'm not gonna even call the girl Jasmine no more. I was like, yo, man, it didn't make no sense because the stupid bitch Siobhan Sons was already trying to be around me at the time anyway because I was dealing with Siobhan Sons and then they brought me to go meet this girl to go deal with her. Me and her was mad cool. We would have hit it off. We would have had a wonderful time with each other, but you know, like, she ended up being with Capo. I was like, yo, man, too bad, man. I just didn't want to be with. I didn't want to deal with the chick no more. I was like, yo, you know something. When I met Capo, I was like, yo, isn't this the kid from Long Island that I met before that pulled up? But I just never said nothing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because he looked like the other family members I had. Because you ever heard the rapper Little Flip? The nigga looked just like my family, other family that I had. So it's like it's just funny situations about certain things and stuff. So I was like, so so I'm a man of honor. I told you I'm a man of dignity. I'm a man of education, I'm a man of values. So I ain't gotta tell you. So it's just like I just looked at the individual like, yeah, whatever, man. I didn't even consider certain individuals a certain type of way because in my reality, them individuals they were already doing things, and I could have been a part of it a certain type of way, and still having the time of my life, and then there would have been more excitement and more wonderful, and then preparing the harmony. But that's not what they wanted. They wanted something else in their reality. So I just ignored the situation. But the nigga Capo, he used to do a lot of greasy things. Like he was fucking girls, having sex with girls. Like there was girls that I can't. One time a girl came to check me from Florida, a certain type of way, and the nigga Capo had like all types of sex with her. Like, it was like he did it on purpose. You remember like when I was Kennedy and what the other, and, my family was shocked about it because it kind of fucked up my family's astrological tree, and then my family started wondering. My family started wondering like, why is niggas getting murdered and killed a certain type of way? Not only because my son that thought I was his brother at the time, because sometimes you know the difference, like the others knew the difference. The nigga was, the nigga was like, if I was with a chick, he wanted to be with the chick a certain type of way, and then him having sex was fucking up the celestial inner structure of the cellular activity within the empress, and then when my family was coming around, they were dying and getting murdered and killed and wondering what happened, and it wasn't me. It was the other nigga sleeping with, Marilyn Monroe. My wife is the real Marilyn Monroe, but the astrological empress. But when I'm refining her astrological tree, you had individuals that was having wild sex and doing the wrong things to the habitation and trying to spoil the anatomy. She reminded me of this chick of the Clintons a certain type of way, but the chick of the Clintons that I was speaking about, she kind of looked like her, but she took an oath, she was like a witch. She wasn't of the Clintons. She just looked like one of the Clintons' relatives, but she wasn't. She took an oath of magic And then it was a younger generation chick. She didn't know about her astrological tree. She took an oath of magic a certain type of way, and then was fucking over the family, and then wanted riches. And then on top of it, she just wanted to get me out the way when I was Kennedy, because she was the one that wanted me to get my head bust open. She wanted to get me out the way, so this way, my my son wanted the honor of the dignity of what's going on. And when I was Kennedy, I was dealing with a lot of things, educating individuals on high levels of education that people wouldn't even imagine. And my son wasn't a part of it a certain type of way. And they were doing certain things, and then Marilyn Monroe, the continuous sort of habitation, was fucking up her dignity the way she looked. So when the individual did that, and it was fucking up Marilyn Monroe's dignity, that's my real wife, the astrological empress. Her martial arts is beyond of what you wouldn't even believe. And then when my son started messing with the continuance of the habitation that I was dealing with, started disrespecting in a mockery in live public on a high regard in the physical reality, I was just like, yo, listen, I guess that head bust is gonna happen a certain type of way, because I'm just I'm not gonna stick around no more with the family a certain type. I'm just gonna disappear, because that beyond disrespected the family a certain type of way. Another person didn't know what was going on, and while I was able to have a special rapport with her a certain type of way in a physical reality at a time of uh, intellectual etiquette of one's ethics. So nobody knew the reason why me and her was together. And then the younger habitation, you know, my my son seeing that I was able to be a certain type of way with her, then he was like, oh, then I can have influence. And then when he started doing that, the rest of the family got kind of skeptical about the situation. Like the ones that knew was kind of skeptical about the situation. Was like, yo, the other one doesn't know what he's doing a certain type of way. Yeah, me gotta go. They're like, yo, me gotta go. Me stick around. There'll be all type of shit. And then after they had to start disappearing, because my wife, astrological tree, didn't play when it came to the physical reality, especially when it came to um, acknowledgement to the higher reality of even being portrayed, viewed or honored in one's habitation. And when he started disrespecting her habitation, those family members don't play, and I'm the head of that astrological tree also. So I already knew. I just let them know, like, yo, this son of mine right over here, you don't son touch my son over there, you don't touch my son over there. They would have never did stuff like that. These are the niggas that never did that. My son over there. One time I seen my son over there when I was shopping and stuff, and in public, and then we couldn't even say nothing to each other. I love him so much still. I just couldn't even say nothing to him. I just looked at him like, yo. Uh, bro, hopefully we see each other. We I won't drink, but we can have some type of some wonderful health beverage together, of enriching our habitation together a certain type of way, apart from each other a certain type of way still, but for our own safety. But it just, when we see each other, hopefully we see each other the way we see each other, and we just keep moving with each other. But at a time, I just can't even take a chance with what the stupid one did and shit. The other kid, the nigga caused the family to get head bust. It was so real, it caused the family of England to end up in certain situations they weren't supposed to. And then I just had to disappear after that. I was like, oh, that was too embarrassing. I'm the real candidate. It's too embarrassing to be going through something like that. So, humble my reality after that. So then, I'm not gonna say after that, but a couple things happened before something like that. But it was just like funny situations and stuff. It's into the international security. They even got the information that I'm the real Gates. I'm almost the real Johnson and Kennedy. So whichever way you want to look at it. Different family. I'm just letting you know about my regiment a certain way, because I'm the head of individual astrological tree and dignity and signature. Another person says, how about I told you, all of Asia, all the parts of Asia. I'm the head of every astrological tree. The majesties, magi majesties, imperial, imperial, royal, or you wouldn't even, and beyond. All. Nothing could get signed if it didn't come from you. Once it came from somebody else reconditioned, you could dilute it, just forget about it. That's how real it is. Because another person can't play with the reason of their habitation to their ethics or metaphysics that leads up to the higher consciousness of one's higher reality of one's receptiveness. That's all I'm going to say. So, it's just real a certain type of way with individuals in the physical reality. But, when I met the girl Jasmine in Long Island, she just started fucking up in reality, and then the people, I guess they didn't want me with her too long because I guess they wanted Capo to really be serious with her. To say, he did like the Kennedy move at a certain time, and I'm looking at the nigga like, you're my nigga. I don't know who you smoke weed with. I don't know. You must have been hanging out with them other niggas. You probably one of the niggas hanging out with them other niggas back in the day that had these type of things. I'm out. I couldn't even deal with the nigga anymore. And then when the girl in Florida, I met the girl in Florida. I was dealing with her. The girl came to the house. She started sexing Capo. Yeah, I know for a fact because I was on the junction. And when I'm on the junction, I'm just standing there one day, and it looked like the girl from Florida was there. I was like, oh, yeah, nah, I went to go speak to her. She acted like she didn't want to speak to me. For some reason, I'm getting this individual's arm on, and I'm about to sex what you like. I'm hearing all type of funny things. The nigga saying all type of crazy things. I'm in the room like, niggas like, oh, this bitch, he started speaking about the chick coming on. I'm hearing all type of things, and then I knew in the room it was him, the younger girl, the older chick, the older lady I was like supposed to be the younger girl's mother, and her husband, and then Capo, and then Capo's brother was in the room. I was like, the things that was happening in that room, my shit died right after that. My shit died right after that. My shit died. Oh my god. My head started. Yo, one night out, they were this nigga. I don't know what they were doing. They started having sex in some room. I heard this girl hollering. All of them was in the room, though. I don't know if it was a movie they were watching. I don't know what it was. I just remember I just woke up. It felt like my head was lit. Like my head was all type of thing. Yo, it felt like big thunderstorm outside. My head was started going all type of things. And then a big thunderstorm outside. All type of things. A big tornado, a big snowstorm, thunders, lightning, all type rain, thunder, hail, lightning, all type of things are happening. My head, I don't know what, right after that, my shit died. Yo, my nigga, I don't know what the fuck them people were doing. Yo, them people was violating the house that just instantly, it was like my wife right then and there was like, nah, you gotta help me. But I was already on noticing certain things a certain type of way. That's why I think they moved to that because they were spying on me a certain type of way. And then after that, I was like, can't do nothing for you, bro. It's just like, oh man, couldn't believe that type of situation, man. Wow. But yeah, man, Emily Jimenez was a fucked up chick, The nigga Capo started dealing with Jasmine and all type of stuff before. I was like, wow, when my other family found out about that, like, what was it? In coincidence, I met a girl named Jasmine, started dealing with a girl named Jasmine. I have nothing to do with Aladdin or type of Aladdin. I'm the real dignity of the situation, and then not even Aladdin. I'm talking about the other. I don't even want to tell you. Jafar was with Jasmine's dad. I'm the dignity of Jasmine's dad. The honor, the magi star of Jasmine's dad. I'm just recovering in the habitat. All the land over. I can't even tell you. It's just like, what's going on there? All I'm concerned about is Asia in a certain type of way. Certain things happen in a certain type of way. Just leaving this planet, man. You're just gonna leave this planet. Like, once people do certain things, when they tried to violate in Vietnam. Then I went to Vietnam. I was in Desert Storm. They replayed it while I was coming up to doing acting in Desert Storm because other people had to know what was going on. So it's like they tried to replay other people that they noticed, and then it caused some type of uproar in the social community. There was even a riots in LA that happened because of stuff like that, because they started reporting, because people was wondering what's really going on, and then oh, I'm just telling you these things that I'm noticing now. Before I wasn't even thinking like, oh, you think going to me? I didn't give a fuck about nothing. What? All I do is living my life, man. What? 2 days later, your loved one, man. I don't want to make no more videos. Your loved one, man.